You are in for a real treat. This episode was originally recorded for my other podcast, but for you, it's been upgraded and transformed, and now you have the Ask the Pro show. So everything mentioned in this episode will now be found on chrisdufay.com, plus so much more, as I've designed the Ask the Pro podcast and chrisdufay.com to give you exactly what you need to grow your business success and for you to have the money, the freedom, and the happiness you want, making a bigger and better impact to the world unselfishly. So now it's time to delve straight into this episode, and I want you to lap up and enjoy every single second of it. Welcome to the Turning Pro Academy, and I am your host and your coach, Chris Dufay, and I'm giving you a very big thank you, a very big muchas gracias for being here with me right now, as I know there are more podcast choices than you can poke a stick at. So it makes me smile that you are here, and this is another cracking episode that is chock-a-block, full of great points that I know will make your business grow and make you more money. This is coming from a master of selling products online, that is Brad de Graw, and he has his own business that is doing huge things, but he's teaching others so he can give you the great points, the great action for you to use in this episode. Selling supplements or any other physical products online, and this episode is for you. Even if you're just thinking about starting, we give you some great points to get you off to a flying start. In this episode, we're delving into the number one first action that is to have you successfully sell online. How you can get started and what those actions need to be. How to make your product sell on your site. How to sell on Amazon, which is a huge marketplace that I'll personally admit, I only had my eyes opened up to it recently. And some grey hat strategies that make a world of difference to grow your sales, plus a lot more, as Brad is a wealth of great knowledge. What you take away from today's episode, I know will have you more confident, in charge, and taking the right action. So strap yourself in, as this is all about giving you the success that you want. And if you are loving this, and if you have not yet left an iTunes review, this is a problemo that we can fix very easily. You can click on right over, as it would be the best compliment that you can give me, and it does help. I want to get this into the ear holes of thousands, of hundreds of thousands, and even millions. And I want to make sure that we can spread the absolute word of how to build a real business, to give you what you want personally. Whatever success is defined for you, I want to make sure that we can give you the tips, tactics, and strategies to make that happen. So click on over, leave an iTunes review. But also, I know that you like soaking up in the audio and the podcast, and that's why you're here. So if you're wanting to burn fat, build, and transform your body, then tune into and subscribe to the Fit Body Pro podcast over at fitbodypro.com. This is where I can give you the specially advanced, proven strategies, plans, and advice, along with the best of the best guests that I bring on. It's all killer and no filler, making sure really that you avoid the frustration and the confusion when it comes to your health, your fitness, and your physique. And that's over at fitbodypro.com. Though, to really get the most out of you being here with me right now, you need to get to turningproacademy.com. This is where the treasure trove of free guides, online workshops, and insights are waiting for you right now. Coming out of the six-figure PT program, you don't want to be a peanut and miss out on this. We cover topics such as how to double your clients, how to build your online fitness business, how to build your reputation, to your following, to your career, to your business success. There is an absolute wealth going on there, and I'm just giving it away like a madman for free. So make sure you click on over to turningproacademy.com. Now, I'm absolutely jazzed every time I talk to Brad, and I'm actually have the absolute pleasure of being in a private mastermind with him as well. It's always an opportunity for me to walk away being a better person. I wrote down a ton of notes through this interview, and I know you will too. So you are going to love this. Brad, thank you so much for coming onto the Turning Pro Academy podcast. I'm very excited. I'm just excited to be chatting to you. Anytime I talk to you, I'm walking away a better person and a better businessman. So I'm happy that I can hit record on this conversation and have the listener in on this so they can do the exact same thing. But I want to say a very big thank you from myself and the listener for taking the time out, Brad.
Thanks, Chris. I feel the same way about you. Every time we meet, it's an enhancing experience. Everything gets better.
Awesome. Okay, we are on the same page. Now, you've got some really killer insights that I know the listener is going to literally walk away from this episode making more money and having a better business and translating that into a better life. Before we even get into that, who is Brad and why are you so phenomenal?
Oh, wow. Let's go the short version. So I started selling online about 4 years ago when I got fired. I started with $100 and a Wi-Fi connection because I didn't want to put on ties and I didn't want to shave. I wanted to just go out there and make money. So I got fired from my job selling buildings over the phone. I drop shipped steel buildings and sold millions of dollars worth of projects. But I kept seeing things from a different perspective from the ownership. So I knew I could make money. So I moved online and I started with Amazon. Back then I was selling other people's brands. I just bought low and sold high. And then I realized, wait a minute, I just have another job. Until I actually own the brand, I'm not building any equity. I can't sell this thing. And that's when I started building my own brand of products. And so that's what we do nowadays is we create our own products to sell on Amazon. We teach others to do the same. And then we even offer a done-for-you launch system.
Okay, brilliant. So what I love about this is you've gone into the realm of actually showing and teaching and doing it for other people, but you've earned the chops because your actual business that does sell products is doing so phenomenal at the same time. And I like that because so much of the stuff when it's kind of like, okay, make money online, people don't actually make money online. They make money online by teaching people how to make money online and they don't do it. So there's a massive disconnect there. So let's talk about your actual business that is selling products. What can you divulge about what's going on there?
Well, the first thing people need to realize is you need to find your buyer first. So rather than you figure out, I'm going to sell widgets, a garlic press, forget that. Find your buyers. Is it people who want to get in shape? Is it people who want to take care of their pets while they're away all day? Find your market first and then make something that they really need. Find a missed expectation and then make it better. That's what the market really needs right now. And those are the people who are going to be successful, not just now, but in 5 years from now, they'll still be in business.
What I also like about this, Brad, is this is building a real business where I kind of see so many people wanting to sell products online. They kind of jump into it and then there might be the latest trend, the hottest thing. Garnicia Cambrosia, what a piece of crud that can be. Do you know what I mean? But because people are searching for it and buying it, people want to jump on in for it. But what I love about you, and especially when it was in our first conversation, it was, build a real brand, build a real business that has longevity. And by starting with who's your actual market that you're going to serve, what are their problems and how can I help them that way?
Perfect. That's exactly it. Because when you build a market-based business, that market will outlive you. If you build a product-based business, you're just doing the next Garcinia, then you're going to have to chase another product.
Yes.
So find your market first and cater to them.
Okay. Let's just go from the beginning for the listener. The listener is in the situation right now going, I want to get into this. Okay. I'm thinking about my market, who that market is going to be. What are the next steps for them?
All right. So really try to understand your market. Go and follow them. Become one of those people. So find out where they're at on Pinterest, on YouTube and Facebook, and join those groups and listen to those conversations. And rather than just be a stalker and observing, why don't you participate? You can literally say, I'm looking at learning more about this audience and what they need. So can you tell me what's your biggest headache right now? And participate in those discussions and you'll learn more than you ever hoped to.
Would you be able to give an example of, say, yourself or even one of your customers, Brad, that have done this and it's just a bit of a mind-blowing event?
Oh, sure. There are a couple of categories we really like. So if you're taking notes, you'll want to write this down. Pet supplies are fantastic. Baby products, which babies don't have credit cards, so you're really selling to the parents. Survival products are fantastic. We're really looking for people who are very emotional, as well as sexual wellness. We're all adults. We can be adult about it. So, for example, baby products. you're not really even selling anything to the baby or for the baby. You're selling to the parents. And I'm a dad, you're a dad. And one of our biggest fantasies in life is that we are the ultimate dad. I'm a better dad than my dad was. My kid's going to have a better childhood than I had. And I will spend ridiculous amounts of money, not just to prove it to myself, but anyone who cares to look. So an interesting product is Your Baby Can Read. Now, it's basically flashcards. And I paid $180 for these flashcards so that my kid at 6 months can see the flashcard and say elephant. And I felt so proud. And only the best dad would spend that kind of money. So it's things like that where you find their fantasy, their problem, their desire, and you nail it. So we have a client we took on about 60 days ago from zero. And now next month they'll do $300,000 a month.
Wow.
And it's really dialing into that problem, fantasy, and desire of the market.
Okay, that's brilliant. I think it's so true. Because what you're touching upon is obviously the emotions, and that's why you started off saying understand your market, because you can't just jump in, say, with a product and go, okay, I've got flashcards here, but until you understand, right, why are the dads wanting this, and how can then I create the actual copy, the actual language that's going to be able to sell this and be able to put the right spiel together?
Yes. If you only get one thing out of today, you're going to write this down. A market is a group of people passionate about spending money on a specific problem, fantasy, and desire. And if you make your business based on those problem, fantasies, and desires, you'll never run out of products to sell, and you'll never run out of people to sell to. That's the key. Stop chasing products and start chasing markets.
We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back in a split with so much more for you. Now, I know you're listening and tuning in because you know how important your health is and how this can also catapult your business. This is why I'm very happy to say that this podcast is sponsored by My Body Blends and my favorite, the Superfood Elixir, the powerful greens drink. Now, this is designed specially to boost energy, aids detoxification, enhances the ability to burn fat, supports healthy carbohydrate metabolism, and best of all, is voted best tasting greens drink. Now, myself and the My Body Blends team are looking for ambassadors to join, so you and your clients get the health benefits plus adding in a strong income stream for you and your business. The ambassador program, which is by application only, means you get exclusive access to sell My Body Blends products like Superfood Elixir to your clients, plus giving you the special ambassador pricing and bonuses. So once you become an ambassador, you can join the other top health and fitness players that are adding thousands to their week's income. Now, there is only a limited number of ambassadors we are taking on board, as this is a tribe leading the way together. So to apply and to join, go to mybodyblend.com/ambassador. Or add the checkout code that is Turning Pro, all one word, when you're going to get your own Superfood Elixir to order. Plus, you're going to get free shipping and a bonus to save yourself over $250 instantly. So just use that coupon code Turning Pro in the checkout and you can save over $250 right now, all on mybodyblend.com. Okay, this is really good. And you brought up sexual wellness. We're all big boys here. We're all adults. We can talk about this. There's no dramas. And I think this is a good point because it is about the emotions. And obviously someone's sexual well-being, someone's sexual health is so emotional about what's going on. So how can you kind of open up that market and use that as an example?
Perfect. Yeah, you have two real groups. It's the same as supplements. You really have vitamins and you have aspirin. And what I mean by that is you have people who feel like they're less than normal and their hope is to get to normal. And then you have people who feel really normal and they want to feel super normal.
Yeah.
So it's the same in supplements, whether it's getting thin or building muscle. It's the same in sexual wellness. So you have to pick, are you selling aspirin or are you selling vitamins? And it's a big difference. You have to pick one or the other.
That's it. Okay, this is a really good point. So let's say with the sexual wellness market, it's either, okay, I'm really underdoing myself and I just want to be normal in the sack and having a good time, or I think I'm doing okay, but I want to be Superman.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you really have to pick which market you're going after, because it's totally different copy. It can be the exact same product, but it's a totally different sale. So for us, we like the super normal. We like to go after enhanced orgasms, because when someone's after that super orgasm, money doesn't exist in that realm. It's not even a currency. So when you give someone that wonderful, powerful experience, they will come back, and money means nothing. They will chase it and chase it and chase it. So when you can do that in a healthy way, by all means, we have a business that just never ends.
Okay, beautiful. So what would then the next step be on creating this empire that the listener wants to create?
Well, ultimately, they have a problem, fantasy, and desire. And so once you figure out what that is, then you jump into it. So the images have to be fantastic. Don't use your iPhone. Like, really nail it with a professional. Same with copy. Even if you think you're a great writer, even if you're a best-selling author, you should probably still hire a copywriter. Next up is finding the manufacturers. So once you find the missed expectation of the market, you're dialing into the copy and the images. You also need a manufacturer. I live in the U.S. I sell primarily in the U.S. That's where I look for my manufacturers. You can, if you're all over the world, or if you want to really look at your margins, Asia is an opportunity. Find your suppliers and build relationships. It's not about the pennies. It's about the relationship. So in fact, we've never fired anyone because of margins. We've only fired them because of attitude.
Yeah.
So build that attitude. Let them know you expect them to make money, but you're going to do it at a rate that makes them money so that you can make money so that you can grow together.
That's a really important point that I want to jump in on, Brad, because I think it's so critical for the business's longevity is to have those relationships, because again, it's not all about just the margin at the end of the day. There are so many other factors such as delivery time or quality. Like, there's all these things that come into play that are going to affect the business's success at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And here's a little tip for you. We use a system called Reference USA to find U.S. manufacturers.
Yeah.
It's basically a list broker. You could also buy it from Info USA. And again, it's just a list broker. So if you want someone who does plastic water bottles, you can type in plastic water bottle manufacturers, and it'll spit out a whole list of contact information. Next up, we like to deal with, go ahead. Okay, so next up, we like to deal with people with pretty decent credit, a B or above, and we like their annual revenue to be $2.5 million to about 20 to 25 million.
Awesome. And why would that be? Why between that?
Because we still are meaningful in the way they want to build their business.
Right.
Once they get too far beyond that, we just don't figure into their business plan.
Right.
So it's the smaller side where you can still form those relationships and they're meaningful.
Okay, excellent.
Perfect. So we lean towards domestic. We have produced overseas. We'll continue to produce overseas as it makes sense. Then you get the inventory in the U.S. and you want to make sure that you do quality control, both before it leaves the manufacturing and as it comes into the U.S. You want to make sure what you paid for is what you got. Get it into the site, or get it into the warehouse. Amazon has their own fulfillment centers, and then do a launch. So by now you've already studied your competition. You know where their weaknesses are. You know where your opportunity lies. You want to get reviews right off the bat, not just, hey, this product is good, but you want bloggers talking about your product. So we use a service called Tomoson, TOMOSON.com. It's a matchmaking service for bloggers. Bloggers like free stuff. We give them the product for free and say, if you have any sort of criticism, I'd love you to give the feedback personally. If you have wonderful things to say, I'd like you to tell the world. And they do.
Brilliant. Okay.
Does this make sense so far?
This is making great sense. Obviously, we chatted about Tomoson, and I think that route is so powerful because you're putting it in the hands of influencers and just asking for some honest feedback to be able to come back, and people are going to listen to that so you can get some real quick and effective traction for the product and the business.
Exactly. And next up, online, your game is really traffic and conversion. There's no such thing as a sales problem. You have an issue either with traffic or conversion or both. So you have to watch your numbers. In Amazon, they make it really easy. You're going to pull a sales and traffic report by parent item. So that breaks up your entire store SKU by SKU. And you're going to look at sessions. Ignore page views. That's just garbage. So sessions is what you're looking at. And you're going to look at week over week numbers. So I like to see at least 1,000 sessions a week. At 1,000 sessions a week, I know I can make decent money. At 2,000, 3,000 a week, I know I'm going to make fantastic money. So that's what we're looking for, is how do we get more traffic? And then we look at the traffic that we're getting. Are they buying? Which is your conversion rate. The conversion rate comes from images and the emotion. We have to emotionalize their experience so that they buy, because they're really buying the emotion.
Okay, let's touch on that because I think that's really important. Let's say on the Amazon platform, or this will generally translate over to the e-commerce world on your site as well, but let's just say Amazon to be specific. You only have a limited number of variables in which you can affect people with that. And one would be the images, which you've touched upon. What would the others be?
You have image, then copy. So your title is a big deal, because your title will not only get you great relevant traffic, but that's the first taste of the experience is the title. So hook them with the title, get them excited. Next up, you have your bullet points, which is just below your price. This is, again, forget what the product is. It doesn't even matter what's in the box. It matters the emotional experience you're conveying right here, because they'll never even get the box if you don't give them a wow experience in the bullets. And you want to make sure your last bullet is a call to action. Now, that may not seem very important, but people do what they're told to do. We've been programmed all of our lives to sit down, be quiet, and follow directions. And if you give them a direction to add it to their cart or buy 2 and get free shipping, you'd be impressed with how that affects your conversions.
Okay, this is brilliant. Now, how do we go about this process really kind of limiting the friction as well? Because I kind of see the listener right now might be saying to themselves, this sounds all well and good, Chris and Brad, but there's a limiting belief sitting in front of there. It might be, it's going to be too hard. How do we limit that friction?
There have been a lot of people who've done this before, and you can be one of those who choose success or choose failure. It doesn't matter whether you do this on Amazon or whether you get a job. Whatever you choose, you will choose to be successful or choose to struggle. So forget Amazon for a second. Just choose the future. Where are you going to be in 5 years? Are you going to be picking out a new boat, or are you going to be struggling to get a mortgage? Pick your future first. Make up your mind, and then write out the plan of whatever it takes to get there, and then work your butt off to get it. Yes, there will be some speed bumps in the road. Yeah, you'll hit potholes and have some headaches. But if you already chose to be successful, it doesn't matter what comes in your way. Is that helpful?
That is some powerful advice, Brad. And I think it's so true, because at the end of the day, whatever you do, it's always up to yourself. And I always say to every coaching client that comes on board, you have to take responsibility right now. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's up to you at the end of the day to follow through and execute.
Yeah. And honestly, like to sell Amazon a little bit, there is nothing better right now in the entire World Wide Web. Amazon has the lowest barrier to entry and the highest probability of success. If you will simply show up on day 2 and week 2 and keep improving, you can beat the big brands because they don't have the consciousness to keep showing up and improve their traffic or their conversion. They're just not interested. They put it up on Amazon. It's technically complete and they're done. If you just show up and put in a little more work, you can eat their lunch.
Okay, I tell you what, this has been really good what you've brought up. Now, obviously we've gone through the process of getting everything set up, maximizing the efficiency and effectiveness of it. What would the tasks then be when someone's got this up and running to obviously really take it to the next level?
Okay, so your listing is up, you have some reviews, you have some traffic, you're dialing in, you're pushing your conversion up into the double digits. Let's say you're 10, 15% conversion. And on Amazon, that's pretty fair. You can do better. Next up, you're really going to start to test things. So even though we have great conversion, even though we have pretty decent traffic, you want to start running ads now. So Amazon has their own pay-per-click system. It's called sponsored listings. They make it very easy for you. You don't have to write it. You just pick the keywords that you want to show up for. So not only do you want to pick, you want to write down 3 things right now. There's what the product is, there's what it does, and there's who it's for. Those are 3 totally different perspectives. And you want to go ahead and start advertising on all 3 of those perspectives. So for example, a water bottle is technically a plastic tube. But what it does is it makes me hydrated. Hopefully it keeps my water secure until I want to get hydrated. But then who it's for? Am I an outdoor hiker climber or am I a business exec? You really want to advertise to who it's for. That's a big deal. Advertising and dialing in your conversion. Next up, I'm guessing it's okay if we talk about some gray hat strategies here.
Let's do it. Come
There's
on.
nothing here for me. Chris, is that cool?
Absolutely.
Hey, Chris, is it okay if I talk about some gray hat stuff?
Let's do this. I think we're all for it.
Perfect. Yeah, and just to make sure everyone has the same moral compass perspective on this, black hat is where you deceive people. We never, ever deceive people. That's the surest way to end your online career. You get one reputation. Ask Lance Armstrong about that. Here's some things that you can do, next level stuff that most people don't do. In your Amazon listing, you have a section for customer questions and answers. Most people completely miss this, but this is a gold mine. So this is how you rank your listing, not just on Amazon, but beyond Amazon. So for example, if you had some bad judgment and you're selling Garcinia Cambogia and you want it to rank for, just a little slap, right? Yeah. If you want it to rank for weight loss for women, you can go in as a customer and ask, I'm looking for a weight loss for women product. Does Garcinia Cambogia really work for women to lose weight fast? Boom, you just put a bunch of long tail keywords in there that people who are searching on Google for Garcinia and trying to learn about it will see that link because that question becomes a backlink in Amazon. And Amazon is fantastic for getting ranked on Google. They're like best friends. And then you, as the manufacturer, can log into your manufacturer's account and say, yes, we here at Chris's Shady Supplements love Garcinia Cambogia. It's the best weight loss product for women. And you can take 5 a day and so on and sit on your couch and lose weight fast. Those customer questions and answers are fantastic for ranking, not just in Amazon, but in Google. So use those. Most people don't even see those, but the search bots do. And then show up and reply as the manufacturer.
It's such a good opportunity just to give more information as well.
Yeah, this is where all those technical things come in. Like, don't put anything technical in the title, the bullets, or the product description, because that's not where it goes. That's the commercial.
Yes.
And then any of the technical things can show up here in the customer questions and answers. What's the proper dosage? Should I take it before bed? All those things that people are literally searching on Google because they don't know.
So this is a good point because the headline, the bullets, all these other factors that we can use to obviously communicate that information, that's going for the emotional side. And when someone needs that more logical side to push them over into actually making that buying decision, that's when they're going to be delving into this right now.
Yes, exactly. Awesome. So use the customer questions and answers there. You're going to get ranked on Google. It'll be fantastic. And no black and white update, pandas and zebras and hummingbirds will ever wipe this away because it's an Amazon backlink.
Yes.
So there's that. Also, here's another reason why that's so ridiculously effective. Amazon will email your previous customers for you. And that's just mind-blowing if you let that set in for a second. If you put up a question and it doesn't get an answer in 72 hours, they will email everyone who's purchased the product and everyone who's reviewed the product and ask them to come back to this product listing page and answer that question for you. So if you said something like, hey, I found this promo code on fatwallet.com for 50% off Garcinia Cambogia, does this really work? And everyone who's already bought your 30-day supplement 30 days or more ago is getting told by Amazon to go here, you're going to get sales. Does that make sense? Do you see the power of that?
That's amazing. I love that.
If you and I did it, it would be spam. But Amazon does it for you, and it's customer service.
That's a very good way to put it.
So use these strategies. Use them for good rather than evil, right? We never pay for fake reviews. That doesn't happen. But we give free product to people who are interested in writing legitimate reviews.
Yes.
Then you want to respond because you'll also get organic reviews. Respond to every review. If someone took the time out of their very busy life, maybe they're only at a traffic light, but they still took time to write even a one-line response of, I wish it came in a taller bottle, or I wish it was cordless, or I wish whatever. They took time out of their life to communicate to you and the world. Acknowledge them. What most people in this world want is acknowledgement. Just validate them. So, hey, thanks for your purchase. I'm glad you loved it. I'm sorry you hated it. If they hated it, just direct them to Amazon customer service. You won't make any money on refunds, but the 50 people this week that read that review and see how you stood up to adversity will respect you and your brand, and you'll still get some conversions out of that. And then you can also use some long tail keywords there.
Awesome. So obviously compiling multiple efforts where you can.
Weight loss supplements for men. Exactly. And each one of those is another backlink. And if you did it well, you use some long tail keywords.
Beautiful. Okay, this is great.
And this is what I mean by showing up on day 2 and week 2.
Yes.
To continuously improve the customer experience.
Okay.
Awesome. Awesome.
This is really good because I feel like this is really the advice that no one else is getting out there. And this is the powerful stuff that obviously turns businesses to be able to do multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And it's not like it's complete rocket science. It's you've pieced together what works into a really nice system. And that's what I like when you're teaching the actual people and obviously when you're doing it for them as well. Now, obviously right now, Brad, I would put my finger on the dial and say the listener is just frothing at the mouth, wanting to know more about you and exactly what you're doing and how you're helping people do this. Where should they go for this?
Sure. Just send them to our newsletter. You can find it at azdoneforyou.com. If you want to send them a link, that's our weekly newsletter. We talk about what's working right now in our business. We give tips and strategies and a short little bit of news about what's going on in our world.
All right, fantastic. I'm definitely putting azdoneforyou.com in the show notes and links as well, just in case you want to be able to click on over and get onto it. Definitely a recommendation because this is going to be some needed advice that I think anyone in this world should be soaking in. Brad, I'm just thrilled to always talk to you, as I said at the start of this, mate, and I'm a bit unhappy that we have to cut this call. We could go forever, but I think we will have to do more in the near future.
Perfect. Excellent. I'll let you get back to it. Thanks again, Chris. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you so much, Brad. So now it's time for you to click on over to chrisdufay.com. That's chrisdufey.com to get all the guides and show notes. And if you are wanting the workshops where I walk you through how to build your online business, click on over to chrisdufay.com/start here. This is where I can give you the exact training guides and the workshops for exactly where you're at and the answers that you need. Now, every Friday I'm coming back to you with a new episode. So be sure to subscribe, and if you haven't already, you're going to be getting the world's best insights, the advice and the answers to give you the business, the money, the freedom and the success and happiness that you want. And I want to give you a huge muchas gracias for being here with me, and as always, get in touch with me via the site or via social, as Ask the Pro is about me giving you the answers that you need. So ask away.